So for my submission, for my video submission for task 7, my focus really was any of the subcomponents that I hadn't hit in the past. So I took the two rubrics and put them together to see what parts I was missing. And it actually worked out pretty well because I had a lesson coming up that I knew I could be able to demonstrate a lot of these missing components. Um, Celebrating success, to me, I was able to do that when I was able to like individually help. There was one boy that I was helping. He was in a blue coat. He really has struggled for the last few weeks. Our content is getting more in depth, and it's getting to the point where he's almost hit a wall, and he struggles with continuing. It's not quite as easy as the math used to be for him. So what I tend to do is I hang around by him while he's working independently and kind of lead him and guide him into the answers. The problem, since he's hit this wall, is that he feels like he can't do this. And so when he does get to the right answer, celebrating this success to me is just me encouraging him that, yes, you can do this. Um, you've got this. Uh, I also did it with one other girl in the video that struggles. She's one that has come out of being um, in the SPED program, and now she's on her own. She has a 504, so she gets a little bit of extra help, but she doesn't have a SPED classroom to go to. So she doesn't feel confident in herself. So I try to support her and encourage her that yes, she does know how to do this. Yes, she can. Formal assessment of individual students was one that I wanted to focus on, and that was when they were completing the backside of the worksheet. And I told them to do it independently, but I was there to give them some assistance, and then they would turn it in for a grade. That's a section that typically, in the past, I would have assigned as homework, but because I know the struggles that they have at home with doing homework, I know their backgrounds. I would rather give up time in the classroom and let them work on that here when I'm here to help them, um, when I'm here to watch them struggle if they're struggling, so I can help correct any errors before they start making bad habits. So the ending of my video, the last, I don't know, it's like 10 or 15 minutes. That was formal assessment that after they turned it in, I graded to see where they were. Helping students examine similarities and differences, and helping students examine errors in reasoning. The similarities and differences is a little difficult right now. I mean, I talked with the two things we talked about was the domain and the range, and there's differences between them. I mean, they're all on a coordinate plane, but there were a lot of times that while I was walking around or while we were answering questions, um, we looked at their errors and why did they come up with that answer, and did their answer make sense, what was the correct answer, and how they should have gotten there. So I think I was able to demonstrate that pretty well. Providing resources and guidance. This is a guided notes learning task that I do. The notes that they copied are there for them to work on. uh, then it has a check your understanding section, and the guidance, I give that by walking around and helping them when I see that they're stuck or when they just stop me and tell me that they're stuck. Previewing new content. The rate of change is what we're going into tomorrow with this, and there was a little bit of that towards the end, on the first part with the coffee problem. So we previewed it, and I explained to them that they would be working on that tomorrow. Um, Revising knowledge. That was, I feel like I'm able to do that when I walk around more individually, or even when they were supplying the answers from a group discussion. I think I can revise their knowledge. uh, Noticing when students are not engaged. Tyler, the boy in the blue coat, he's the one, when he hits that wall, he he stops, and I had noticed that his head was down and he wasn't writing anything. So all I usually have to do with him is walk over by him and kind of tap the desk, and we can get him going. Uh, Motivating and inspiring students. I really want them to succeed in Algebra 1. Um, it's not just a credit to graduate, but they're going to have to continue doing more math throughout their high school career. So I feel that by giving them some help, by encouraging them, by telling them that yes, you can do this. See, I point out what they were able to do without help. Um, Kind of inspires them. As far as having to adhere to rules and procedures, and giving consequences, we're halfway through the year, and they know the rules and procedures. um, I really don't have a whole lot of trouble with students breaking rules and procedures, and that's why when they finish their assignment, they get the freedom to socialize for a few minutes. If they have work they need to work on for another class, I give them that because they follow the rules and procedures. So I really don't have to um, deal with a lot of discipline issues in my classroom. Understanding students' interests and backgrounds, that was one that I hadn't been scored on. And I knew right before Christmas break that their big thing was we were getting ready for Christmas. So whenever we're doing independent time, I'll play music for them, and I try to stick with a genre that they like. Um, and I knew they were ready for Christmas music, so that's kind of where I know their interests, as far as the music goes, and backgrounds. I know that they don't have a situation at home that they can do homework, and that's why we work on this stuff in the classroom. I know what it's like when they go home. I've talked with many of their parents. I know that their responsibilities make it difficult for them to continue the school day at home. Asking in-depth questions of reluctant learners, and probing incorrect answers with reluctant learners. When I'm working one-on-one with somebody, and they're stuck on something, I don't just tell them how to do the problem. I lead them into how to do the problem with asking some questions. Where would you find this? How do you know this? And kind of lead them in that direction and let them discover it on their own. So I feel like through this video that I was able to complete all 10 of the components, with a score of at least a 2.5 or higher. Um, I'm anxiously waiting to see how you felt about it. I'm really pleased with this video. In fact, I feel like this is, of the 3 videos, this might have been my favorite one to submit. And honestly, we're 2 days back from Thanksgiving break, and I was really nervous on, was I going to be able to get them engaged and learn, and complete a task that I could video. And um, it I feel it went really well. So I'm pretty proud of this video. So I'm anxious to hear your opinion on how you think everything went. And I do want to thank you for everything you've done for me so far in these 2 courses. Your input, your feedback to me has really helped me a lot. Um, I'm really striving to become a better teacher. So I really appreciate your feedback. Thank you.